This is from the Chronicle. Let's look very closely at a case demonstrating what you absolutely cannot do when practicing medicine in the United States of America, or probably anywhere. In a United States District Court in Newark, New Jersey, a man was indicted for conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud and to paying and receiving illegal kickbacks. James D. Freely, age 46, pled guilty before U.S. District Judge Esther Salas to conspiracy to violate the federal anti-kickback statute and conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud. Let's take a look at what they are saying he did wrong. Feely controlled several marketing companies through which he and his conspirators identified Medicare and TRICARE beneficiaries to target for expensive drugs. The marketing companies spoke to beneficiaries by telephone to pressure them to try expensive medications, regardless of medical necessity, according to the prosecutors. Company employees would deliberately conceal the name of the prescribing doctor, whom the beneficiary had never met before, to increase the likelihood that the beneficiary would agree to accept the medications. Portions of the telephone calls were recorded, federal prosecutors said. Feely and his companies paid kickbacks to telemedicine companies, which then paid kickbacks to doctors to get prescriptions for the medications. Feely transmitted the beneficiary's medical information, the telephone call recording, and pre-marked prescription pads for particular drugs that would yield exorbitant reimbursements to the telemedicine companies, according to prosecutors. Feely, the marketing companies, and the pharmacies chose particular drugs for the prescriptions largely based on reimbursement amount and not medical need, once again according to the prosecutors. The doctors paid by the telemedicine companies signed the prescriptions regardless of medical necessity, often without ever speaking to the patient. Okay, it's pretty hard to argue that there was medical necessity if you don't ever speak to the patient, unless the patient's in a coma and in a hospital or something like that. The conspirators then directed the prescriptions to pharmacies with which Freely and his business partner, Mark Belter, had additional kickback arrangements. Okay, so forming a kickback arrangement is absolutely a stupid thing to do in this country or any other. It's a violation of just about everything physicians and pharmacists are supposed to be dedicated to. The pharmacies submitted claims for reimbursement to healthcare benefit programs including Medicare and TRICARE and sent a portion of the proceeds to Feely and his companies as payment for the prescriptions generated through the conspiracy, again according to federal prosecutors. If this did occur, this would clearly be a conflict of interest. You cannot have money coming to you because you choose a particular medication or a particular pharmacy or send them to a particular specialist or for any other reason. The Stark laws were significantly tightened at the end of about 2018, I believe, and they are extremely strict now. It says that Belter previously pled guilty to conspiracy to violate the federal anti-kickback statute and conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud. Well, if Belter pled guilty, then Feely's probably in some serious trouble. Feely and his companies received kickbacks and bribes totaling more than $6 million in exchange for prescription referrals to Apogee Biopharm LLC, a pharmacy located in Edison, New Jersey, William Wellwort, Ethan Wellwort, and Gary Coxka of Apogee were charged with healthcare fraud and related offenses in a separate indictment. Elan Yesh, the former president of Apogee, previously pled guilty to conspiracy to violate the federal anti-kickback statute. Now understand that everyone is innocent unless proven guilty, and quite often people plead guilty because it is in their legal best interest, because the punishment meted out by the American courts for daring to believe that you might be innocent and fighting them in court can be severe. However, when someone pleads guilty to something like this, and you've got multiple people pleading guilty, it doesn't look like anybody's taking it to trial and fighting it. Plus, they seem to have recordings and other documentation showing these kickbacks. That looks like a clearly illegal operation, and to make sure that your clinic does not ever resemble anything like this, make no profit off the labs, make no profit off the medications prescribed. Do not insist they go to a specific pharmacy, a specific imaging center. You can have a list of pharmacies and imaging centers that you have had good experience with and you think might work well for them, but do not accept any gift or gratuity, or definitely don't arrange a kickback scheme. Thank you for listening and stay safe.